My name is Taya Sampson, and I'm the ESL teacher for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade at Foreign Language Academy.
And hello, my name is Yvonne Shelley, and I am the ELL teacher here at Foreign Language Academy for middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
And we are inviting you to take a look at how we can teach and work with subjects.
Come on, join us. When you can have more than one wife. Okay.
But in Africa, in Africa, you can have more than one.
You can have 7 wives. Okay. And so you're saying basically that the trouble with television, so to speak. So is this a good thing or is this a bad thing or is this just what it is? It is what it is, but your connection is that television does provide you that cultural experience of what's going on.
Like the show Breaking Amish, it shows what type of religion they have.
Exactly.
Why they want to leave, stuff they dislike.
So yesterday when we did our pros and cons, right, about how television can provide information, right, about what's going on all across, not just here, but all across the world. Okay? So make sure your connection, again, whatever you underline here, you're connecting it to text, text to, a personal experience or, a real world experience. Just support. Okay? All right, we'll come back in a few minutes.
Sierra, what type of persuasive technique was it? Is it repetition? Appeals to emotion, or appeals to story? We can talk about how we started co-teaching, and I think when I came to this school, my job was to connect with the middle school teachers who taught communication arts and figure out a plan for co-teaching. And Miss Shelley was very receptive to this, partly because of your background.
Right. So, yeah, my experience with co-teaching, not not initially here at FLA, but over at my other school. Co-teaching was kind of what we do. Primarily those with special ed. And so our connection with you coming in and just jumping right in was exciting for me. And so really wanting to collaborate and be, in the forefront versus sometimes co-teaching for some people looks like I'll sit here with my student and work just with that student, but that was not your intent. And so, yeah, you bring a fresh wave. Yay!
So it's really positive when we're to kind of give some background about how we structure the co-teaching is because there can sometimes be a stigma about making groups. We try to make it seem like we are, teaching. Not seem like we are. We're teaching all of the kids on an equal level, and it benefits specifically ESL students because it allows you to have smaller groups, and smaller groups allow them more talking time, more processing time, more small group collaboration. Logical. Because it is logical. So here's the thing, is when we switch, that means that you guys are going to be independent. How comfortable do you feel being able to look through the rest of the paragraphs and find the different techniques? Bailey, you feel comfortable doing that? No. Gerwin, do you feel comfortable being able to read through the paragraphs and find the different techniques?
Persuasive techniques.
Yes.
Sly, and I'm the assistant principal at the Foreign Language Academy, and I live on the 3rd floor, and I take care of the middle school students, and I have the pleasure of collaborating and working with the middle school staff. Ms. Shelley and Ms. Sampson are a dynamic team. They use data to plan together and drive their instruction, and they use a push-in model. Ms. Sampson goes in there, Ms. Shelley's room, and they facilitate whole group and small group instruction. Sometimes there is a pull-out of some students to give individual attention to, but they're constantly collaborating with not only the ELA department, but the social studies department, and looking for ways to improve the achievement of all students. It's a dynamic team, and I love to watch them teach.
What we are looking at back here is we are looking at persuasive techniques. So go to page 236 in the books here. And we're looking in the green box down here. As we read The Trouble with Television, we're going to be looking for 5 different persuasive techniques. So in your journals, or your spirals or composition books, title the page Persuasive Techniques. So you need your spiral. Okay, Pedro's got it. Awesome. Persuasive techniques.
Trouble with television. Is definitely a part of our Common Core. Taking the standards and putting them into student-friendly terms, and so we are specifically working on argumentative, kind of embedded that concept into a year-long process with the district, but we're looking at nonfiction text, and so students are looking at how do I connect with not only nonfiction text, but specifically we're looking at persuasive techniques and looking at how do we make connections, and so making inferences, analyzing. So that's where we are today. So we decided to use centers, and we kind of came up with a couple of ways to put our groups together, using the results from a pretest along with understanding our learners, and Ms. Sampson does an excellent job of understanding our learners and not, again, wanting to put just low students with, by themselves. So we've strategically made sure that we have kind of a balanced group.
Definitely. Amount of time you watch TV in 20 years, you literally could have walked around the world and written a book.
Walk or like drove or flew?
Walked. Okay. The trouble with television is that it discourages concentration. Almost anything interesting and rewarding in life requires some constructive, consistently applied effort. John.
Yeah, that's fine.
The duelist, the least gifted of us can achieve things that seem
Miraculous.
miraculous. Never thought before. The television encourages us to apply no effort itself and seriously. Occasionally it diverts us only to divert to make only time pass without food.
Okay, stop here. In this paragraph, we have an excellent example of one of the persuasive techniques. We're going to do this first one step by step together using our persuasive techniques. Okay, In this paragraph, do we have repetition? Do we have one phrase that repeats itself over and over again?
Yes.
Don't look at the paragraph. Use a second. Another rest. Okay.
29, 28, 25. I'm at 20. Vera, you in your seat? I'm at 15. I'm at 10. Thank you, Bailey. I appreciate you and Sierra being there. I'm at 9. I'm at 8. Thank you, Mario. Not for that Mario yesterday. I'm at 5. All right, we have about less than a minute as we close up today's class. I really appreciate you all adjusting to the centers. And over the weekend, I want you all to make sure that you complete the Trouble with Television close read activity. All right, that is the goal for you to complete the activity so that Monday when we come back together, we can continue with the persuasive techniques rotation, which is very important. And we begin to move on into understanding the value of being able to identify these important elements when we read this type of informational text. What are your questions before the bell rings? Ms. Sampson, do you have anything to add? No? All right. Go Royals.
Yeah, wear blue